Oh, good evening, everybody. Welcome back to Loud Horse and Off, where tonight we're going to get mysterious tonight.
We're going to get interstellar tonight.
We're going to get interstellar tonight.
We're going to go beyond the bounds of the earth and our earthly problems.
We're going to leave Earth's problems tonight for Earthlings.
We're going to show you how minuscule they are in the big picture.
In the grand scheme of things. In the grand scheme
look what you're doing there.
Of things.
Uh-oh.
This podcast is for entertainment purposes only. That's right. We are not experts, therapists, financial advisors, relationship gurus, or parenting coaches. We are, however, enthusiastic amateurs with microphones and too much free time. Anything you hear on the show should absolutely not be used to make life decisions. That includes, but is not limited to, money moves, marriage vows, breakups, makeups, child-rearing strategies, or any situation where logic and responsibility are typically required. We are a comical and satirical show, so if you're taking us seriously, you may already be part of the problem. Now that we've legally covered our behinds, let's get into it.
Well, hello, everybody.
Good evening.
That's how we should start tonight's show.
Uh-huh.
Little Alfred Hitchcock. Well, tonight's going to be an interesting show because we're going to venture out into the world of what's beyond our atmosphere. What's really going on is what we want to know, folks. Do you know what's really going on? Nobody knows. People have got their guesses. Oh, I wake up, I go to work, I eat my sandwich for lunch, I finish my day, I go home, I watch the telly,
I watch
then I go to bed.
Contest.
Then I go to bed, I wake up in the morning, have my coffee, go to work, eat my lunch, a sandwich normally. And you do the same thing over and over, not ever even wondering what the hell's really going on out there. The powers that be have
simulation.
Is it?
Is it not?
Right. Is it not? Have they built this grand system so well that they've kept us so busy so that we don't worry about what's going on out there?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, all you need to worry about is fucking rent's due on the first, bitch. That's right, what you got to worry about. Okay?
You don't look beyond the darkness.
That's right. Don't worry about what's going out there. Taxes and bills and
you got taxes,
sports.
You got bills. Yeah. Sports.
It's football
and politics. Yeah.
Worry about
everybody's talking about how Notre Dame got screwed. All right.
Notre Dame. How about that Michigan coach?
Oh my God.
Every day it fucking gets worse.
I know.
For the guy. His story gets more and more fucked. See, they want you all wrapped up in stories like that. And don't worry about what's going on the other side of the veil. Don't worry about it. But
you know what's funny about that case is I'm sure as it unraveled, they were like, okay, so you were just following some OnlyFans people, that's all you were doing? He's like, yeah, that's it. And they're like,
all right, this blonde lady.
All right, we can let that go. And then the blonde lady pipes up and they're like, Jesus, what? You said that was it. What's going on with the secretary? Oh, I mean, I was having an affair with her. You're married, man. What are you doing? Come on.
Well,
all right. Is that it? Is that it? This is all we got. An affair. We got some followings. Unsavory followings. Yeah, that's it.
okay,
But it just keeps going. It keeps going.
Yeah, but then actually, then the next thing is that he put hands on her or stalking her.
Yeah, stalking her, trying to put hands on her,
and now he's in jail.
Yeah.
So instead of just getting fired, now you're in jail because you're a stalker and you're abusive, like physically abusive. It's like, oh man, you just really fucked up.
That's terrible.
Yeah, but tonight's going to be interesting because tonight, kiddos, we're going to throw you in the deep end of the pool. Usually you like to dip your toes in and swirl it around and get a little acclimated to the water temperature, and then you go in. Not tonight. We're throwing all yous in the deep end. Say hello. David Icke, ladies and gentlemen. David Icke. David Icke. A round of applause for everybody. David Icke, as he's going to break down his Saturn moon matrix. Let's find out what this is all about.
I love this stuff.
Is the key in so many ways to what is happening with all its moons. Just a reminder, Saturn may appear to be what it is in the holographic world, but actually, again, it's an information field. It is a consciousness. Everything is aware. Everything has a consciousness. So these
a little bigger here.
Planets and suns, they have consciousness. They have awareness. They are entities in their own right. And interestingly, this is an accepted ancient symbol of the sun. And people think, understandably, that it's a symbol of the sun that we know today. But is that symbol more likely to be the sun we know today or the sun we once knew? Saturn. Saturn is the key to understanding so much. It was known as the old sun. It is known in occult as the old sun, the dark sun, and the dark lord, the lord of the rings. And the
Lord of the Rings.
The Lord of the Rings.
See, there's Hollywood for
Pay
you.
attention, folks.
Yeah, Hollywood likes to drip feed their little tidbits.
Massive penny drop for me. Whoa, the kaleidoscope moved when I started to realize that at least so many, if not all, the ancient sun gods were not gods of the sun we know today, but of the Saturn sun that was focused on before, because it was in a different position. Saturn has long been...
I do want to kind of... Hold on, Mr. Icke. I do want to say, you're talking in ancient times, tens of thousands of years ago.
Millions.
Okay, so there wasn't any light pollution. There wasn't any normal pollution. Maybe the night skies were a lot more clearer. Can you really see that fucking thing?
No, man.
Can you see Saturn and go, oh, look, that thing's got rings around it? Like, unless they had ancient telescopes or something like that. I think he's kind of suggesting that Saturn was a lot brighter maybe back then. He makes valid points, I'm sure, but I just, I gotta stop the video and just...
Here's what I like to think happened. Some Anunnaki guys came down and they were like, oh shit, where are you from? And they're like, this place called Saturn. Here, I got a photo of this shit right here. Check it out. And they're like, what? That's out there? They're like, yeah, you see that dot right there? That's what this looks like up close.
That's what... Hey, you're onto something.
Eh?
That's probably how that happened. I agree.
And then they are like, so anyway, we like to drink beer when we come down. So here's how you make it.
And pulled pork.
Yeah,
so here's how you make that too.
We like burnt ends. You know what burnt ends are? No. All right, let me show you.
Fucking brisket.
Yeah.
Symbolized as an eye. There's the eye in Freemasonry.
Sure enough, there it is.
There's the eye of Sauron in The Lord of the Rings.
Check.
The reptilian eye, the symbol of the negative force.
Yes.
And what happened in the massive and brilliant work of David Talbot in the Saturn myth is that at some point there was an enormous ejection of debris in an explosion out of Saturn. And it formed like a luminous crescent because it reflected light at certain points of the day. And this, as the Earth moved on its axis, when viewed from the Earth, this appeared to move around Saturn. And at different points, there are different symbolism for different points. But this was the one that really was the focus of Saturn symbolism, because this was when that luminous crescent was at its most luminous during the day. And so you find this symbol over and over in the ancient world.
Yeah. That picture right there is actually, speaking of Anunnaki,
most luminous during the
that's
day.
Sumerian.
That's Anunnaki right there, man.
Right there. That's Sumerian.
Yeah.
That's Sumerian stuff right
That's
there.
those are one of those guys, isn't it?
Enki.
Enki, yeah.
Yeah, I think this guy here on the left, this is Enki. And on that particular depiction, actually, of Enki sitting on that ottoman,
yeah,
has he must have just zoomed up on the one symbol of Saturn, but it actually is a depiction of the entire solar system.
Yeah.
Which,
I've seen that picture
10, 20, 30,000 years ago. How the fuck did humans know
how did they know
all the planets in our solar system, including Pluto, oddly enough? So they even knew Pluto, and our scientists today can't make up their mind of whether it's a planet or not.
Right.
I say the Anunnaki considered it a planet. It's a planet.
It's a planet, yeah. But that's just like our society right now. Well, actually, it's not a planet. Shut up.
What do you know? You know, I have a theory that from the origin of man, whether you believe in a creator or if you believe in evolution, doesn't matter with my theory. My theory is that
in Jesus
as the so that would be
Seriously.
a creator, God. As we keep like having offspring, I think we are like degenerating.
Yeah.
Like if you go back 1,000 years, like we were probably much more healthier, much more sharper, much more everything. And now we're just like
life, I think, was probably better, you know?
Yeah. And so we just kind of get more dumb and dumber and dumber as we go. But
Lazier,
ironically,
dumber.
Yeah.
You know?
Much like that movie Idiocracy. I'm sure everybody's seen
Idiocracy, yes.
Yeah, that's
and even a little dash of Wall-E in there. Everybody's floating around in these chairs and they just buy shit all day. And,
oh yeah, so that's another Wall-E. Everybody's fat and just laying around.
Yeah, everybody's overweight, like to the point where their bones don't even, they grew different bones.
Right. Oh God, they were growing different skeletal structures.
Yeah, yeah, like their feet were like flippers almost.
Oh my God. So yeah, that's what I think what's going on. I mean, it also doesn't help too that the shit that's in our food, the shit that's in our water supply and everything, and world leaders openly talking about lowering the world population. So Lord knows what's in and anything that they touch, that they control, that we consume, probably also helps with dumbing us down. But
yeah, I'll tell you what, there is nothing better than a massive worker bee dumb population, which we're 90% there.
Oh yeah,
globally too. It's globally
too. Yeah. It's just that the American taxpayer is the one that's funding.
For right now, it's our turn. Yeah, for right now, it's our turn. Mm-hmm. But hey, maybe, it could be worse. We could just be on a work camp,
Oh, that's coming.
Yeah.
The work camps we're slowly getting there.
The summer of 2030.
over and over in the ancient world. And this is a common recurring theme of Saturn. And this, the crescent symbolically, and the disk of the Saturn sun, the dwarf star. And so from this came the horned god, the horned goddess. There is Madonna in her Super Bowl performance at halftime, which...
Yeah, just a lovely satanic Super Bowl celebration.
Yeah.
At halftime. That seems to be like an ongoing theme, isn't it?
Oh, yeah. I mean, it's every other year or so they have somebody come out there and do the satanic spiritual thing.
Ritual for the middle of the halftime show. Yeah.
Was so Saturn in its symbolism, it was laughable, including the fiery eye. And in the movie version of The Lord of the Rings, you had the crescent holding the eye of Sauron. In
those fucking Muslims.
I know, right?
Islam. There it is in their symbol.
Isn't that ISIS's flag or something like that? That's ISIS, right?
No, I think that's Islam.
Oh, is it?
Just the general, yeah. I mean, the next time you are driving behind some fucking retard with the coexist bumper sticker.
Oh, yeah.
Look for
that's
that symbol
first,
on there.
Yeah, okay. All right.
Yeah. Hate that fucking bumper sticker. It's so moronical. It's moronical. Like, oh, the warm fuzzies coexist. Yeah, all those religions literally kill each other. Except
yeah, I was going to say they violently murderize each other.
Yeah,
throughout history.
So
and it's still going on today.
It's still going. It's been going on for thousands of years.
Check your local and national news stations.
But yeah,
for updates.
Go ahead and put that bumper sticker on though. Make you feel better about yourself.
Arabia, or you look at that of the symbol of Islam, the star, the sun, and the crescent. And the Arabian god Sin was symbolized as a crescent. Here you go. And I would suggest, from David Talbot's point of view, and I think he's right, that this represents the crescent of Saturn. This is the guy who started a satanic Saturn organization or secret society out of Germany called the Brotherhood of Saturn. And there's that symbol of the sun, look, with a dot.
Did you say when?
Yeah, when did he start this?
Oh, I don't know. Probably a long time ago.
And I mean, how about it? Germany, ahead of the curve, huh?
Yeah, they were always kind of ahead of the curve. You know, Hitler and the Nazi scientists, dude, they were obsessed with aliens and
they
UFOs.
were doing shit, man.
They were doing shit. That Bell experiment that they were doing, that was real deal. That's some real shit right there. Yeah. That's why we had to bring them over. We had to kind of look past all the...
That's why, we had to break them out of the Nuremberg trials.
Yeah.
They're like, all right, next up, Dr. Bloom. And we were like, he's coming with us.
Yeah, he's okay. He's okay.
He's fine.
Yeah. He confessed to all the murder, so we're just going to...
he murdered 15,000. Did he, though?
That's Saturn, not the sun that we have today, and the horned god. Molech, who is symbolized at Bohemian Grove as the owl, is also symbolized as the bull, and there's the horns with Saturn in the middle. And so you have the bull gods of Mesopotamia. And the winged goddesses in that state, this was often symbolized as the goddess with her holding the god, her arms around the god, or her wings around the god. And there is another version of that with the god Saturn and the crescent.
We got commenter in the show. Everything Bear show showing up to watch.
All right,
let's
go Bears.
Said, I'm willing to be stupid and controlled because I'm not giving up my pizza puffs and beefs. Amen, brother.
Hey, amen to you, man.
Amen. With those pizza puffs, yeah. Put me on that train to the concentration camps as long as we're serving pizza puffs and beefs. Yes.
Yeah. Pizza puffs and beefs.
Absolutely. Will the game still be on? Will we still be able to watch the game on Sunday?
Yeah.
I'm good.
Actually,
baby.
if you're on the train, you can watch the highlights of the 85 Super Bowl, you know?
Oh, sign me up. Sign me up. Give me my fucking pickaxe and I will turn big rocks into little rocks all day.
And there it is on the Great Seal of the United States. Exactly the same symbolism. There it is in the Air Force Special Operations Command.
Oh,
there it
God.
is in the symbol of the House of Windsor.
It's everywhere.
There it is in the United
UN.
United Nations.
No, not those guys. But they
UN.
love us.
They love everybody.
They want to protect
Oh,
us.
hey, and you know what? Little sidebar note for all you flat earthers. Huh? How about that?
Oh,
How about that? That's
a
top. That's a top view of the flat Earth.
I was gonna say
flat Earth.
If there's any flat earthers in here, get the fuck out.
No,
see
come
your
on,
ass
let
to
it
the,
stay.
See your ass to the door. We don't do flat
I
earth.
love flat earthers. I love them.
Yeah, they're
because I can't believe that we haven't found the ice wall yet. If the world is flat, where is the ice wall?
You know, like I'm open-minded enough that just about anything I'll give a chance. Anything. I give it a chance. I give it a whirl up here. Flat Earth, it was like 5 seconds of me hearing somebody make their case. I'm like, all right, shut the fuck up. Get the fuck out of here. Knock it off. Like I gave Bigfoot more of a shot than I gave Flat Earth.
Bigfoot is real though.
Hey, you know what? There are like, is it squatchy where in my part of the country that I'm not going to say? Because there are like Yeti cutouts all over. Have you seen this?
Yeah.
So is there a thing here? It's squatchy?
Yeah, but you guys have this. Yeah, you guys have the swamp one. You guys have the swampy version.
Oh, we have the swamp version.
So he's a little smaller and greenish brown.
Oh, little.
He's not the rich, like walnut colored brown.
The Pacific Northwest one.
Yeah, the Pacific Northwest guy, and he's much taller out there because he eats a lot of salmon. You know, unfortunately, the swamp one only eats fish, like smaller fish and crabs and shit,
and crustaceans.
Yeah, so the growth rate isn't there like the one in Pacific.
The protein.
The protein is much cleaner and the protein grams are bigger in salmon than they are anywhere else.
Holy shit. Nice.
I mean, hey, look, don't take my word for it. Take the Bears. All right, look at the Bears on the East Coast versus the West Coast.
Yeah,
I rest my case. All right, I'm out.
That's it. You did make a solid case right there. The Bears in the Northwest are much bigger than the Bears in the Appalachians.
Proof's in the pudding, baby.
Can't argue with that.
With the target on the world, very appropriately. There it is in the eagle.
I like that. See, I like that he said that right there.
Of Windsor.
Yeah. Windsor.
So, like when you think of a business logo and things that you want to go, your logos are supposed to symbolize and encompass your whole company ideology, right?
Yes.
And like the picture's supposed to say 1,000 words about your business.
Yeah.
So here's the United Nations. Okay, and it's following the theme that David Icke is saying is that, Saturn in the middle with the ring going around it because it symbolized whatever.
Yeah.
However, the UN decided to go with either a target on the globe, because those are crosshairs. No, that's like a targeting system.
Yeah.
Or it's prison bars. Like Alex Jones will say.
Yeah.
It's a target. It's got to be a
Those
target.
are coordinates. They can say, E5. Pew!
Like Hunger Games. You sunk my battleship. You just bombed Venezuela.
You just blew up the eastern part of South America.
Yeah. So that's interesting. That is interesting symbology there for the UN. Good job, you guys.
In the United Nations, with the target on the world, very appropriately. There it is in the eagle of Rome. Here it is in Freemasonry. The flying disc
There
of
it is
Egypt
again.
and other places is Saturn. And thus you have the
Wow,
Rosicrucian.
look at all this.
Whoa.
Look at Chrysler.
Chrysler getting in the mix.
Harley
Bentley?
Davidson? I think Harley Davidson, that's a stretch.
The Harley
That's a
one? Yeah, the Harley one
Yeah.
is a stretch there.
The Bentley, okay. Yeah. What's the other one?
Who's the band? Is that Aerosmith? Who's that?
Is that Aerosmith?
No, it's not Aerosmith. It's Dead Star. I never heard of them. You're not big enough to use the Saturn symbol.
Yeah. That was a wasted opportunity.
Really? Like really?
Order, which connects into
Because
this
it's straight
network,
trash.
using that flying disc symbolism. And so many of these logos carry the same symbolism. And in her Super Bowl performance, Madonna had the flying disc of Saturn. This is another ancient Saturn symbol because at some points, apparently it seemed to give off 4 very distinct lights, which became known as the 4 corners or the 4 rivers or the 4 ways. And so you find it, because of these bloodlines connecting into all these institutions, you find it in the Roman Church, you find it on the mace in the Houses of Parliament, you find it on the crown, you found it in the Celtic cross, and you find it in one of the major secret societies in the network, the House of Malta. It's known as the Maltese cross. It was also symbolized, this Saturn symbol and crescent, as the flying god in his flying boat. This is Horus in his heavenly boat.
Horus.
This is why it's used in
Horus.
the boat's used in Freemasonry. This is a Freemasonic building on the Isle of Wight, funnily enough. And that is massive. I'm not saying Annie Lennox knew it was, just let's do this, it'd be a good idea. But that was massively Saturn symbol.
Look at that devil thing in the right off to the left.
There, right here.
Yeah, man. Doesn't that look fucking crazy?
Yeah, that's Annie Lennox. She knows what she's doing.
So she knows what time it is.
Yeah, anybody in the entertainment industry, they aside from taking it up the ass as
I was going to say,
initiation,
aside from doing some ungodly, unholy things.
unholy things. But you kind of get a crash course in all of the satanic symbology. You know, like, hey, guess what? We got this choreographer and videographer who are going to shoot your video, and they're just going to slip in all these little subtle satanic symbols, and don't worry about it. You just perform your little song.
Yeah, you're going to do your little song and dance, but you're also going to promote this. You're going to,
Yeah, you're going to pay your homage to the Dark Lord.
Wouldn't it be something if the mentality and the training is just so, okay, I'm kind of on this for obvious reasons, but like, the military boot camp, they just tear you down so they can build you up.
Sure.
But they give you all this symbolism and they make you feel like it's empowering. Like, hey, Saturn, the Lord of Saturn, has got your back now and shit.
Got your back. It's a little evil, but
Yeah. I mean, we know that we know that we violated you in ways that even God himself is like, hey.
Yeah. If you die and go to heaven and see God, he's going to go, hey, whoa. Oh, no, Satan. Sorry, you die and go to hell and you see Satan. Satan's like, hey, whoa, buddy.
Yeah,
weirdo. Go over there. Go sit in that fucking corner. And
I don't even want to look at you right now.
I can't even look at you right now. You just go over there. I'm fucking ashamed. Okay. And I'm the Prince of Darkness.
You're making me blush. Okay.
You fucking weirdo. All right. Who's next?
Yeah. Next. Oh God. Lindsey Graham again. Come on.
Oh God. It's Lindsey Graham.
Symbolism when you watched it play out. Then you've got this symbol of the horned god.
Hell yeah,
again, Saturn, Satan, as it also became known, which is you find with so many politicians. And Pat Robertson, this so-called Christian
at the epicenter of satanic worship, you find politicians. No shit. Are they the same ones that go to islands?
Oh, you know what? You got a point there.
It's the same guys who go to an island and do more unholy fucking things.
Yeah, it would. Ugh, gross stuff.
Wow.
Christian evangelist. Yeah, okay. And talking of horns and horned gods, in astrology, Saturn is connected to Capricorn. And so one of the Saturn symbols is...
Tis. As a little bit of a novice astrologist myself, tis. Capricorn's the goat. And then, right, what's Satan? The goat.
The goat.
Not the like Michael Jordan or Tom Brady kind of goat.
Not the greatest of all time goat. Just he's
No,
like
not
a
that
literal
goat.
goat man, right?
Like a literal goat man.
the goat. This again is the great Freemasonic historian Manly P. Hall, who said Pan, the goat god, was a composite creature, the upper part, with the exception of his horns, being human, and the lower part in the form of a goat. The god himself is a symbol of Saturn, because this planet is enthroned in Capricorn, whose emblem is a goat.
There he is.
That is what
Ooh,
that
there he
is.
goes.
Baphomet.
There he is. There's the guy. And there's the crescents things. Have you seen those before? Like, all right, so like if you look at his hand over here, and he's always holding up his hand like that.
Yeah.
I shouldn't be doing this right now.
Yeah, don't do
myself.
that.
It's probably some evil fucking thing. But then they show like politicians giving their speeches, and they're all doing the same fucking thing. It's like, ugh.
Yeah, they're doing the Shooter McGavin.
Yeah. It's a shooter's tour.
Shooter.
This is Hillary's time.
But she's back at
by
it too.
Satan.
When is she not? She always comes crawling under her rock.
It's a symbol of Saturn. And I'm going somewhere with this because I'm going why they're focused on Saturn.
Go on then.
So you have Baphomet. You have Beyonce, the wife of Jay-Z, with this big Baphomet ring.
Beyonce, Satan's cum rag.
Yeah,
we got
basically.
it. We know.
She's performing. You have Baphomet dressed Lady Gaga. Baphomet dressed
another cum rag. Okay, who else we got?
Madonna, and you have Baroness Philippine de Rothschild.
The Rothschild.
He's a Rothschild.
Get right the hell out of here, David. A Rothschild wearing a Baphomet necklace. Look at that thing. That's
Look
like a
at that
rapper's
necklace.
chain.
Yeah, I was just gonna say, was she part of like
she's at the BET Awards.
G Unit or something?
Oh, look at Madonna. Holy shit, look at this.
Yeah, dude, that's crazy.
I mean, whoa. Let's not be subtle about it, Madonna.
Right,
you know? Like don't try to hide it or anything. No.
Wow.
Is in France with a massive Baphomet necklace. And this is from the front cover of the Saturn myth, with the symbolism described of these lights that went off from Saturn at certain points.
That's just cataracts, David. That they didn't have surgeries yet for that back then. It's like when you drive at night. I'm over 40. I'm well over 40 when I drive at night. That's what I see.
Yeah, with all the headlights.
That's what all the headlights look like to me.
They're all Saturns.
I'm fucking seeing Saturn everywhere.
With the four main ones there, and there it is symbolized on one of these ancient tablets. And in St. Peter's Square, that is a mirror of the way that Saturn symbol looks.
All the lines
and there
line
it is on the thing that he has his biscuit in.
His biscuit.
He's doing
I love
stuff.
that.
Biscuit.
Now, this is inside the Mother Lodge of Freemasonry in Great Queen Street. Great Queen was the name of the Babylonian goddess in London, because this will become significant in part 3. This crescent holding the sphere also became symbolized as twin pillars. And so you have Saturn, there's the crescent being held up by the twin pillars. This is in one of the Freemasonic centers of the world in London. Numerologically, digitally, Saturn is number 8, and this has led to symbolism of Saturn in terms of the spider. Thus, you have in Madonna's Super Bowl performance the winged deer.
But this lady, She spared no expense on all the symbology.
She made sure that she purveyed conveyed the message.
Yeah, she covered all her bases. She showed every angle of wow. You go, Madonna.
Symbolized with a spider in the center. Now, this is fascinating. This is called the magic square of Saturn. And it's also, not by coincidence, the magic square of Freemasonry. And it's magic because of this reason. If you go that way, that way, that way, that way, or that way, or that way, all the numbers in the 3 blocks in line add up to 15. And in numerology, you keep adding numbers until they become a single number. And so 15 in numerologically terms
1 plus 5
is 6. So 666, 666 in all directions.
Oh God.
Yeah. Thank you, Freemasonry. Thank you. Got another comment rolling in.
All right.
Drew.
Hillary. Oh man.
Had a conversation with my dad about Hillary Clinton.
That's great. I love that name.
He knew a guy that worked her detail in DC. Needless to say that some apparent suicides just might have not have been suicides. That's correct. I'm like, do I say this? Because their SWAT team's going to come knocking down my door. But yeah, that lady's got she's got a body count. It's like up to 60.
Yeah, if this was 2000, yeah, I could see you being worried. But even Hillary's like, yeah, I killed some people.
Yeah, what are you going to do about it at this point, right? People could talk about it and not have to worry about it. But yeah, absolutely. A lot of mysterious deaths around that family. Jesus.
Hillary's going to start going down stage and be like, hey, you remember when Comey had me on 12 felonies, right? And didn't prosecute?
So, right. Okay. Well, hold on. I'll go one step, just like we'll go like a decade. We'll go a decade before that when Alex Jones went to Toronto because he had gotten word that that's where the next Bilderberg meeting was at. So he goes up there and they have to stay off the property, but they've got high powered lenses and they're recording all the cars going in. She was there. And the second that I saw that, I was like, oh, this woman's she's untouchable.
Yeah, she's literally untouchable.
If you go to those meetings, Bilderberg, you're untouchable. So then we'll fast forward 10, 15 years to what you were saying when you got James Comey, the director of the FBI on national television. I was watching it live. Goes, oh yeah, the servers, she can't have that. She had classified info. She did this. She sharing and getting emails to classified information on a private server in her basement of her house. And then she had her staffers illegally destroy and bleach bit all of their cell phones and electronics. And he says all these things. He must have listed 30 fucking felonies. Yeah. And then at the very end, because I'm like, here it comes. She's gonna be in handcuffs. And he's like, but no reasonable prosecutor will bring up any charges, though. You know, we're not fucking stupid.
Right.
I don't want to die. Okay. I've got a wife.
That's exactly what he was saying. He was like, listen, I don't want to die in a car accident right after this press conference.
Yeah. You fucking get those laser dots pointed at me like fucking Bernie. Because again, I'll tell you what, that was another muscle move, bully ball by Hillary. Bernie Sanders in 2016 was kicking her fucking ass.
Yeah.
And then he's just like, you know what? We're going to give it to Hillary. Fuck the dumb shit. I don't really want to be president anyways.
That's enough about her emails.
Yeah. Stop asking
about the emails.
Oh, God.
Is it hot in here?
Is it fucking hot in here? God, because he was whooping her ass and then he concedes to her. And it was like, oh, you got fucked, Bernie.
He was killing her by double digits. He was
killing her. But you know, that's what happens when you go to Bilderberg meetings. You do shit like that.
Yeah.
Worst presidential candidate Oh no, up until Kamala, Hillary was the
Kamala
worst.
took the cake.
Yeah, but Hillary was the worst candidate Democrats could have put up for fucking nominee until fucking Kamala took the blue ribbon on that one.
Yeah, Kamala's definitely the worst.
And the black and white squares, for reasons I'll have to go into in detail in a book, because there's so much to get through today, also relates to Saturn. And so you have them in Freemasonic temples, black and white squares, and you have them in the major cathedrals, like Westminster Abbey and stuff, because of this connection I'm talking about. Now, this is called the sigil of Saturn. And they get this symbol by drawing in the magic square of Saturn from one...
Drawing. Are you looking at my bum? Are you looking at my bum?
Those guys in the background are behind you.
Hey, get out of there. It's not for you. That's right, Drew. You knew it. Nice call. 100 points for Drew tonight.
That's right.
It's like, hello, my name is Simon, and I like to do drawings.
Are you looking at my bum?
1 to 2, and then to 3, from 4 to 5 to 6, etc. That's how they get it. Now you turn that straight up, and that's what that is.
Yeah, hello.
It's the sigil of Saturn.
How do you like them apples?
And this is a major symbol of Saturn going way back to 6-pointed.
Here we go. It's about to get deep.
Oh, no.
Grab your scuba gear, boys, because we're about to go into some deep waters.
To the Red Star. The Red Star family.
Just so happens to be
a Red Shield.
Oh, that's it. Red Shield. Not Red Star.
The
Red
very
Shield.
symbol from which we get the name Rothschild, one of the major families in this network, because they used to be called Bauer. They lived in Frankfurt in Germany. But they had this red 6-pointed star hexagram on the front of their house, and they changed their name to from Bauer to Red Shield in German, Rothschild, red sign or red shield, Rothschild. So they're named after this very symbol. And it was they that created Israel, not on behalf of Jewish people, on behalf of their bloody agenda that treats Jewish people with as much disdain as any of the rest of us. And so you have...
Woo! Woo! Hold on. I gotta.
Yeah.
Yes, David. Yes.
Their symbol on the flag of Israel. They use the 6-pointed star so much in law enforcement. This is on a public building in Toronto, right in the center of the 6-pointed star. There's the horned god. There's the sheriff. And
wow, really?
There is the 6-pointed star representing Saturn on an ancient,
That was the depiction of Enki. That one there.
Yeah.
The other one was just an outline drawing of that. Drawing. But
in Toronto, right in the center of the 6-pointed star, there's the horned god. There's the sheriff and a medal.
There it is. It was that other picture that he showed earlier was just an outline drawing of it, but that was he's sitting on the little chair. And then right here again. So this depiction they unearthed in Mesopotamia, which is modern day Iraq, which would be the Sumerian civilization, the earliest civilization that we know of. How in the fuck would they have known right there, the solar system? How would they know?
Are they wearing stilettos or do they got weird feet?
They might have weird feet because I think David will later talk about, like I know Zechariah Sitchin's translations of the Sumerian tablets have these extraterrestrials as humanoid looking beings. But I think he kind of leans towards like they were reptilian. Ooh. So maybe they would have goofy feet like that if they were.
Yeah.
I don't personally know. Obviously
Lizard
I wasn't.
feet.
But they said that in some of the writings though in the tablets they had like 6 toes, 6 fingers.
Oh, really?
So yeah, maybe those are stilettos. Then that's they started that trend
You never know.
100,000 years ago. Fashion's cyclical; it comes and goes.
It's all over the joint.
Yeah.
There is the six-pointed star representing Saturn on an ancient, clay depiction, and there it is on Credo Mutwa's 500 to 1,000-year-old Zulu hand symbol. If you do that on the dollar bill, you get the six-pointed star, and those letters make an anagram of Mason, interestingly. Inside the Great Mother Lodge of Freemasonry in Great Queen Street, London, there is the Twin Towers, symbolic of the crescent, and there is Saturn again, the six-pointed star.
Get the hell out of town. They just throw it in your face wherever they want.
Pretty much.
They're just like, yeah, here it is. We don't have to
What
tell
are
you
going to do about it?
Yeah. We don't have to tell you with words. We'll tell you with symbols. And if you don't pick up on it, that's on you.
Yeah. Stupid.
That's on you. Stupid. Like, look at that. Is that a fucking dragon? See?
Yeah.
Reptilian.
Reptilian.
Now, of course, the Roman Church and Christianity, that is anti-Freemasonry and anti-secret societies because they're naughty. But it's on his bloody fish hat, look. Right? They're everywhere because the same force is in control. Here you go. I have a bit more Madonna. There you go. And on the Great Seal of the United States, those 13 stars make up a six-pointed star, not
They
by
sure
accident.
do.
And therefore, again, we keep coming back to this. All these different areas of society are in the end focused on one thing. Satanism is Saturnism. This is Fritz Springmeier, a long-time researcher into this. And
Oh, anytime you want me to pause, just tell me to pause.
Okay.
Pause.
Are you talking to me?
Yeah, you're the only one on the show with me.
All right. I'm just listening.
All right.
I'm taking it all in.
Symbolism, etc., and Satanism. Saturn is an important key to understanding the long heritage this conspiracy has back to antiquity. The city of Rome was originally known as the Saturnia, or City of Saturn. The Roman Catholic Church retains much of Saturn worship in its ritual. Saturn also relates to Lucifer. In various occult dictionaries, Saturn is associated with evil. And this is the remains of the...
that's not a stretch. That's not a stretch, because what I've heard a bunch of times, I haven't done the research myself. I've just heard it from various sources. Whether they're kooks or not, I don't know, but I do believe it. So the Romans were pagans.
Yeah.
Lots of gods, right?
Yeah.
Well, along came Catholicism, and they were
Through Constantine.
They were pretty adherent on taking over the world and being the dominant religion of the world. The problem is that it wasn't catching on because the world, again, was mostly pagan. So what Catholicism had to do was take a lot of the pagans' festivals and adopt them as their own. So this whole thing that we do at Christmas time was actually called like Saturnia or something with Saturn's name in it, where they would decorate a tree and put lights and then have that fucking bright one put at the top. And then instead of exchanging gifts, what would happen on that one day would be, let's say you guys at home had slaves that would cook for you and clean your house and stuff like that. Well, on that one day of that festivity, you would switch roles for that day. You would cook them dinner. Yeah, you would do their laundry. You would, as kind of like a giving type of ritual of like, well, you're my slave all year round, so this one day I'm going to serve you, type of deal. So
yeah, those 364 days that I've been just a total asshole to you, whipping you and hitting you with everything in the house. Sorry about that. I tell you what, for this one day,
you get the one day.
I'll cook dinner. But right after I cook, get on the dishes. Okay, I don't clean.
You got to clean the dish.
Cook,
I'm not.
You clean.
So with that one, and then I want to say Easter was another one. But if you go even further, it was actually Ishtar. You got to go back to Samaria for that one. But again, it was something that the Romans adopted, and then again, Catholicism adopted it as well. And so, whether it's true or not, I don't know. I just picked that up along the way. But
well, I mean, this stuff has to originate somewhere. It's been traditions in cultures and countries around the world for forever, in some form or fashion.
Right.
And if this modern day Christianity mixed with like these pagan things, because that was one thing that I found was kind of, just funny in either sense, was when I lived up there in North Carolina, there's a lot of Christians who don't do Halloween and they don't do the other holidays. They'll do Easter. Some of the hardcore Christians, they'll do Easter. Hardcore Christians won't do Christmas. For them, it's Easter and that's it.
Right.
And even that, it's not like a gift exchange or anything like that. It's just like a day of prayer. They eat a nice meal,
Yeah.
And that's
those must be like, if there is a branch of or Christianity or like Orthodox, these guys are Hasidic Christians,
Yeah. They're, I don't know what they're called, but yeah, there's a branch up there, or
yeah, that don't celebrate Christmas.
Yeah, they're not down with it.
Probably realizing knowing that it came from a pagan ritual.
Yeah, well, you know what? Even like the Jehovah's Witness, they don't do holidays, they don't do birthdays, stuff like that. I don't think they do any. I think they're one of the ones who just do Easter, and that's it.
Yeah,
really. And even Easter it's not it's not like a gift exchange thing. It's just, there's no Easter eggs, there's no Easter egg hunts, there's no bunny,
there's no fun,
no,
there's no smiling, there's no laughing,
right? Yeah, nothing, none of that. This is the day that Christ died, and then 3 days later you're allowed to crack a smile, like, hey,
he's back.
He's back.
He came back. It's hardcore.
Yeah.
Temple of Saturn in Rome, and just next to this is this place called Capitoline Hill now, but before that called Mons Saturnus, the Hill of Saturn. And this is a very symbolically important place to the bloodlines. And this whole thing about the skull and bones, Capitoline Hill comes from caput, meaning dead, because they were supposed to have found a human skull there, and they call it caput, Capitoline Hill. That's why we say kaput when something's dead. And you have the theme in Christianity of Golgotha and Calvary, the place of the skull, hill of the skull. And Capitoline Hill became Capitol Hill when the bloodlines moved in on America. Now, the North Pole, northern pole of Saturn, is a permanent storm which takes the form of a hexagon.
Oh boy!
And this
is interesting and weird.
Oh boy!
Because that is weird. It's a rotating storm at the North Pole of Saturn, and it is in the shape of a six-pointed star. Just the outline of it. What do you say?
Really?
Hexagon. That's interesting. It's crazy.
This has been found by the Cassini spacecraft, and I think the Voyager one before that in the early 80s. And the hexagon also is an expression of the hexagram, or of the six-pointed star, because all these different symbols that I'm going to talk about now are different expressions of the same frequency state. So you look at this crop circle from England this year, and it is a hexagon. But a hexagon is a flattened out cube. So when you look at it from another angle, it's a cube.
Oh,
but it just so happens that an ancient...
Right. So if you took a cube and looked at it at the correct
angle,
angle,
flat.
It's flat and a hexagon. Yeah.
Crazy, man.
The ancient symbol of Saturn is the cube, especially the black cube.
Uh-oh, the black.
And I would suggest that's what they are.
Uh-oh. What do we got there?
Yikes.
A religious epicenter with a black cube?
I forgot all about
Kaaba,
that.
the focus of worship in Islam, Kaaba means cube. The tefillin, the cube on the head in Judaism. And when people go to worship around the Kaaba, they're told to pray in concentric circles. Remind you of anything?
Oh, boy.
Interesting. That's interesting.
And they're told to walk around it, and their energy can be trawled. And if you focus on something that represents Saturn, Saturn is where the energy goes. In Judaism, they have Solomon's temple. Every syllable of Solomon means the sun. And the Holy of Holies in the so-called Solomon's temple was supposed to be a cube. They talk in Revelation about the New Jerusalem in cube terms. There's these massive cubes that they use. This is outside the one of the banks near Wall Street, near where the protests are. And you see these black cubes and cubes like used by Apple and stuff. Saturn symbolism. In Doctor Who, they had this recent one where the Earth was invaded by black cubes. Star Trek, you had the Borg, who were these cyborg-like, exactly as the are described by the Gnostics of the Archons, and they used to move around in these cubes. If you geometrically represent the cross, then it is a flattened out cube.
So that's the other thing, right? So it's like 3 in 1.
Yeah.
The world's 3 dominating religions can all be corresponded to a hexagon or a cube. So if
kind
the
of
hexagon, the 6-pointed star, is Judaism, okay, then if you make that 3-dimensional, it's a cube, which is Islam. And then if you take that cube and unfold it like you would a box, it makes a cross.
Yep.
Interesting, David Icke. Interesting.
Yep. Hey, pause right there. Let me get a refill on my drink.
Uh-oh. All right.
Hang on.
All right, folks, here with Ezra now. Here we go. Ezra's going to take over the show. How's everybody doing? Everybody, give a like, give a subscribe, hit the notification bell so that you get all notifications when we go live on any of our shows. Don't forget to drop comments in the comment section. We'll put them up on the board, read it to you, rap along. And if you have any questions about all this goofy shit we're covering, go ahead and ask away. I probably know just as much as you do. That's what we're doing. We're exploring the space. We're trying to figure it out. We're going to get to the bottom of all this. We're going to find out what's really going on. That's what we're doing. Thanks for coming along with the ride. Hopefully we make you laugh while we're going through this, because, you know, we're all just having fun. We're just loud horsing off. That's all.
It's fun and games is horsing off.
That's all that is.
You know, one of the things that you and I talked about a long time ago that I always thought was an interesting point that I never really thought of, but I just like to mention this because maybe some other people haven't really even thought about it too, is all this imagery that we have that somebody actually drew back then. So there wasn't photographs back then. It was something that people had to draw. So, you know, as well as I do, imagery, you have to, I think somebody at some point had to have seen this. Not so much in just a vision, but actually seen it.
Right.
You know, to say, holy crap, let me draw, you know, I'm going to draw this.
Right.
You know, sketch it down. So, you know, it
was like the equivalent of us taking a picture nowadays.
Yeah.
Because, right. Yeah. Like, oh my God, I saw that. Let me scratch this down as fast as I can.
Yeah.
And try to
with
depict
the wings,
what I saw.
You know, and all that stuff.
Yeah. Yeah, man. This is interesting stuff.
And it's very interesting too, because I've always been really, really curious about how long mankind has been going at this, because, you know, you have that whole story in the beginning in the Bible in Genesis where, you know, it starts to go through the lineage of, who was born, how long they lived. They had children. They lived 900 years, blah, 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 blah.
Right.
It goes all the way down to Enoch, and it just says God came and took him. It's like, oh,
I took him.
oh, okay. That's interesting.
Yeah.
And then it just moves on.
Yeah. Well, because Constantine had that taken out at that big gathering.
Because think of how, look at how different the culture was between Egyptian times and what I've always been curious, like, what was the time difference between the Egyptian Empire to the Roman Empire? How many years had passed?
I mean, I think they overlapped because there was that whole time when Rome, Caesar, Julius went to Egypt and met with Cleopatra. So, but when was Cleopatra?
The Romans had the imagery of the eagle back then.
Yeah, he showed it, right?
Right. No, I know, but I'm saying, so if they existed simultaneously, where did they get that? I mean, the Roman people aren't going to take something that they saw from Egypt and say, you know what, we're going to put our spin on it and do it.
I think they did. They probably did.
You think so?
Yeah, I mean, I think that probably a lot of empires that went around did, because it's kind of the same thing with the United States, we'll say.
All right.
Because
so here's what I'm getting at. Let me put a button on this.
Yeah.
The guys standing behind you didn't start coming here in 1940 something when the reports started coming in. I think they've been coming here for a while.
Long ass time.
And while people are sleeping, being like, hey man, it'd be cool if you look at Saturn. I can't say, here, look at these binoculars, stupid.
Here. Look through these lenses.
Look through these glasses.
Yeah. Or took them there. So if you go back to Enoch,
or took them there.
Because right. So in Genesis, it's a very abbreviated Genesis, man. They go through so much so fast that, like, there's a lot of details missing. Like, I've read the Torah, not completely. I started at the beginning and I read a whole bunch of it. I mean, their whole story of Adam and Eve was a long ass, detailed fucking adventure.
Yeah.
And then because I was raised Catholic, we get the Cliff Notes. That's what we got.
There's three not chapters, not even chapters. Well, there are right? Chapter 1.
Oh yeah, there's lots of chapters, but
there's like 3 sections. Verse 1, verse 2, verse 3, and then that's it. Then you're moving on to them getting kicked out, and then Cain and Abel, and then on and on.
Right. Yeah. It's just crazy. But in the Torah, like I said, it's a long, fleshed out adventure. I mean, they had run-ins with God consistently. He like booted them out of the garden like 3 separate times.
Really?
And in our Genesis in the
it was one time.
Old Testament, it's the one time, or get the fuck out. So it's like crazy. So then if you go back to Enoch, and you get the one line. Yeah, God took Enoch. Okay, what did he do?
Until you read the book of Enoch.
Until you read the book of Enoch, this guy went off on a interstellar fucking adventure on a ship with angels.
On a ship, yeah, right.
And that also goes back to the whole. We'll pull that up one day too. Is Eric von Daniken's book, Chariots of the Gods, right?
Chariots of the Gods, yeah. That dude is awesome. Eric von Daniken.
I mean, it is a fascinating look at aerial phenomenon that we see present day, and then you compare that to the stories of the Bible. We were like, the angels, the stories of angels coming down. Where'd they come down from? From heaven. Oh, okay. And what? And chariots of fire.
Right.
And of humans trying to depict what they saw. The only thing they knew of were chariots. And so they see a flying thing and they're like, oh my God, it's a vehicle that's flying.
It's a chariot.
It's on fire because it's coming through our atmosphere.
And they would see it and go, man, that poor horse.
Not the horses.
The horse is on fire.
But no, but then the interactions are always the same, which is I think is fascinating too. Any of the stories where when an angel came
They're
down,
all very similar. Right.
The human that they go visit is terrified. They're fucking terrified.
Yeah.
That every time the angel's got to go, hey, go stand up, get your head out of the sand,
settle down.
So I'm not here to hurt you. Okay, I come with blessings. I have a
We've
message.
been here 1,000 times and we get the same shit every time. All right, relax.
You all freak out. And so then you would kind of think, well, what would a human being do if they saw fucking spaceship come down?
You know what?
Freak out.
You know what? I think that the aliens, maybe they should start dressing like a little more Italian. You know, get some gold chains, some wife beaters, and be like, look,
hey,
if I wanted to fucking whack you, you'd already be dead. All right, forget about it. Come on, stand up.
Come on. I know the Romans would like those versions of
they would.
They'd have to do it. You would think maybe they would know the culture that they're landing down into, and then
they got to blend
and then
into
imitate
the
that culture so that it's a little more easier to digest.
Oh my
like
God,
if they landed in Israel,
oy vey! Yeah, can you imagine them going to Russia in a tracksuit and shit?
Hello.
Smoking 4 cigarettes at one time.
Did you say in a tracksuit? That's
in a tracksuit.
Yeah,
a red silky tracksuit.
But yeah, I mean, so these correlations are fascinating because if you're talking about again, I've even thought as a kid too to think that which was hard going to Catholic school for the most part, a majority of my schooling career was in Catholic school. Hard to swallow the fact that they were really pushing like we were the only in the infinite space.
We're it. Yeah, we're
because they will have the balls enough to say space is infinite, and then also have the balls to say we're the only intelligent life that's out there. And it's like that's a mathematically an impossibility, sir.
Right.
That in the infinite space, we're the only things that are alive
thing.
So the truth of the matter is that there has to be life out there, and they've been at it a whole lot longer than we have been. And so they have the technology to go from one solar system to another. God forbid if they got the technology to go from one galaxy to another.
Which they probably can.
I would assume that there's civilizations out there that can. And if they found this floating little watery ball floating through space and they came and visited, they'd be fucking whatever, intermingling and, hey, look at these. They don't even know how to skin a cow and cook it. Let's show them.
Mm-hmm.
Things like that. They don't know how to make clothes. They don't know how to build a house. They don't know how to wipe their own ass. We're going to show them a little bit.
We're going to introduce toilet paper first because I'm not shaking their fucking hands when they have shit all over it. Okay. Get some toilet paper ASAP down there. Okay.
We still have some cultures that still do that.
Yeah.
But yeah. All right, let's get back to David.
All right, let's get back.
You look at the depictions of these people, not Lady Gaga, but others, these religious leaders with the halo. Well, that comes from Saturn as well. That halo, when that luminous crescent was in that position. Astrologically, that's the symbol of Saturn.
It
was Russia.
Oh, yeah. I think he's trying to say the hammer and the sickle looks like the Saturn symbol.
What they symbolized this as was the sickle and the hammer. And when the Rothschilds created the Soviet Union, provable fact if you look at the evidence, they used the symbol of Saturn as the symbol of the Soviet Union. There's that symbol on this guy from the Brotherhood of Saturn. The Jesuits are a major secret.
My company, 10th House,
mm-hmm.
I used that symbol.
No way.
Mm-hmm. It hasn't helped me any.
Yeah, what's up with that?
Well, because I refused to do the initiation.
Oh, that halo, when that luminous crescent was in that.
And they were like, well, that's the cost.
That's the
of
price.
entry. That's the
That's the
cost of
price.
entry. So, but yeah, right there, the T and the H, 10th house.
10th house. I like it.
Position. Astrologically, that's the symbol of Saturn. And what they symbolized this as was the sickle and the hammer. And when the Rothschilds created the Soviet Union, provable fact if you look at the evidence, they used the symbol of Saturn as the symbol of the Soviet Union. There's that symbol on this guy from the Brotherhood of Saturn. The Jesuits are a major secret society in this global network, and there's the symbol of
You'll allow it?
Yeah,
okay.
It's fine.
Saturn in their symbolism very bloody clearly. The snake on the cross also relates to this in some ways. Now, this is going to take us forward here, because the god of Saturn of the Greeks was called Kronos. And Kronos was, because he was the god Saturn, the sickle, the scythe, was represented as holding the scythe, and also he was depicted as the god of time. And he had the beard, the white beard, and he became Old Father Time.
Father Time.
That's Kronos, that's the god of Saturn. He also became the Grim Reaper, because Saturn is the planet, I say, son of death. And Kronos became Crown, a symbol of the bloodlines. Kali, a goddess related to Saturn, it was called...
Attractive.
Nice, right?
Yeah.
The Black One, and the goddess of time, depicted with a protruding tongue. There's Madonna again. I mean, she must have the bloody book she works through, this one. The god El, the Hebrew god El, was their god of Saturn. So El and Elohim are demiurge and archons, I would suggest. So we have archangels, Michael, Gabriel, Uriel, Raphael, another name for Jesus, Emmanuel. We have the Gospels, Chapel, elders, elevated to the priesthood, elections where pawns are elected to serve the elite. We have Isis, Ra, El, all names relating to Saturn. Saturn, Kronos, Satan,
There's
Black Sun, Dark Lord, they're all the same thing. The expression of this force. And here you have Moloch, who they worship at Bohemian Grove, and he is a god of Saturn, this recurring theme. They also represent...
Just a side note, that picture he had showed up at Bohemian Grove where they burned the human effigy at the foot of the statue, the ritual's called the cremation of kindness.
Ooh, nice. That's sounds nice.
Yeah, it's a good time.
I'll bet.
Moloch.
I bet you there's a nice casserole potluck after.
There it is. Kegs of beer.
Mm-hmm.
Have that as the symbol of Wall Street. And the golden calf in the Bible is Moloch, Saturn. The Greeks talked about Saturn used to eat his own children. And here's the colors of Satanism and the colors of Saturn, black and red, same as the royal protocol. The robes of the judge, the robes of the clergy, the square hats of universities, the hammer that the judge uses, it's all Saturn symbolism. You see Saturn.
To be fair, again, so little side notes, all these things that he's describing and putting with Saturn, I get just to add an extra layer of connecting the dots. Again, being a little bit of a novice at studying astrology, the planet Saturn, when you're reading someone's birth chart, Saturn rules things like government, law, finance, contracts, limitations, lessons learned.
Oh boy.
Yeah. And so that's the energy of Saturn. And when you're reading someone's birth chart, is again kind of like in astrology again too. Saturn kind of throws hard times at you. Saturn gets a bad rap in astrology because Saturn is testing you consistently. And if you keep failing, the test that it throws at you, it keeps giving it to you over and over and over. So like if you keep
until you
making,
pass.
until you correct, until you finally make the right choice, and then it's like, finally you got it. Then you're on to the next thing, the next challenge
The next
it'll throw at
test,
you. But
which
yeah,
gets increasingly harder.
it does. Yes.
Profusely used in symbolism of the corporate world. And this earth, wind, and fire, they got the bloody set. There's the eye, there's the six-pointed star, there's the step pyramid, there's the winged disc, and there's bloody Saturn. And then
They knew what they were doing.
Yeah, of course.
I'd say they knew what they were doing.
Yeah, I don't think that's a coincidence.
Good band, Earth, Wind, and Fire.
Earth, Wind, and Fire, baby.
therefore, you look at religions and secret societies and Satanism, they're worshipping Saturn. Then you look astrologically, in other words, energetically. Banking is astrologically ruled by Saturn. Politics and institutions of state at all levels, astrologically ruled by Saturn. Corporations, astrologically ruled by Saturn. Law and court system, astrologically ruled by Saturn. Science, astrologically ruled by Saturn. Saturn worship, Satan worship. And it's interesting that you have the god of Saturn, Kronos, with the beard, and all these bloody religions, they have bloody beards. And then you have God depicted as a man with a white beard on a cloud or on a throne. And there's God, Charlton Heston type God.
And that's the Family Guy God.
Mm-hmm. The guy with the beard.
Oh, I'm not showing the damn screen. I'm sorry. Why don't you tell me? I wasn't showing the video.
I thought it was a glitch on my end.
Yeah, no, it was me. Yeah, there's the Family Guy God. Also has a white beard.
Yeah, and he's balding.
They all have beards. I feel like I need to shave tonight now.
I don't think that God would be balding.
No, you think he has a full lush head of hair?
Yeah, of course. He's got
the thickest, most beautifulest hair. Probably.
Yahweh depicted with a beard and stuff. And then we have
Santa Claus
with the white beard. Santa
Oh,
and
David, don't ruin Santa for me now.
I know, come on, man.
It's the holiday
Christmas
season right now.
program of Satan from Saturnalia. Saturnalia was a festival in Rome where they worshipped the god Saturn, and they gave, it was in the same period to the run up to our Christmas, and they gave gifts, they decorated trees, and they hung sprigs of bloody holly. So that is Saturn symbolism, a man with a white beard. This is Ancient of Days, a painting by William Blake from, I think, 1794 or something like that. Ancient of Days is an old name for God. And he's depicting God. He was a very deep esoteric thinker and great knowledge, William Blake. And he's depicting God with the white beard.
He's
That's
all right.
Saturn, Kronos. On the GE building in the Rockefeller Center in New York, there's Kronos.
I've actually seen
again.
that.
Now,
What?
The GE building in New York City,
Oh,
the Rockefeller Center. Yeah, I actually saw that.
oh, it's placed in Rockefeller Center, you say?
Yep.
Wow. Interesting.
Freemasons, they call their God the great architect of the universe. The demiurge was known by the Gnostics as the great architect of the universe, which brings us to the white-bearded
Oh boy.
architect of the Matrix, the Matrix movie series. So where is this leading us? Well, again, this needs to go, if we're going to go anywhere with this, because I'm going into fantastic areas here. But
Here again, now we're going to go from snorkeling gear, folks, to deep sea submarines.
Yeah, deep sea pressurized submarines.
Now it's going to get fucking
We're going
out of
7
control.
miles deep underwater
Yeah, now it's going to get
into
crazy.
pure blackness.
this is where the information has taken me very, very clearly. And the hardest thing to see is what is in front of your eyes, as this man rightly said. The Gnostics talked about the fact that the archons make something appear to happen that does not actually happen. They can induce a virtual reality experience. The Islamic people and pre-Islamic people talk about the jinn manipulating humans by creating illusions. I was in New York.
I don't know if he's going to talk about this, but I think I need to preface this in case he doesn't say it. Only because I've watched a few of David Icke's stuff before, so I'm a little familiar with what he's talking about. So Gnostics, he says Gnostics. Oh boy. So Gnostics were a group of people. They're not religious. They wrote writings. Metallica.
Yeah.
They wrote writings, and so far in the past that they write of a time before the Earth had its moon. They claimed that the moon was placed there, that it wasn't just a natural phenomenon from the shaping of our solar system. It was placed there. And so that's who he's talking about, Gnostics. They also believe in interdimensional beings that can be right next to us, and we have no idea.
We have no idea.
Because they are interdimensional and therefore are maneuvering.
Are smarter than you.
Yeah. And just have that capability to live in a different spectrum of light, because the problem is that our eyeballs as human beings, say it's this wide, the light spectrum is this wide. Well, the human eye only catches this much of it.
Right. So we just see one sliver.
We just see this much as opposed to a band that's this wide. So there's all kinds of activity going on that we can't see, much like what we'd say like AM, FM radio signals, because we can't see them. Are they not there?
Right.
They're there.
They're there. Oh, they're there, Jerry.
You know, animals like cats have a bit of a wider cone that their eyes can see, which is why you'll see them just doing like that. And if you ever looked at a cat and you're like, what the fuck are you looking at? What are you looking at?
He's looking at the alien standing right next to you.
He's looking at the Archon standing behind you. Yes. So that's what David Icke's talking about.
In 2010, and someone took me to the subway station for Ground Zero. And when I saw it, it was like, whoa, hit me big time. There was, first of all, this eyes all along the platforms, but there is this massive depiction of the world on the floor, and then there's an eye, and going out from this eye are these broadcast transmissions. And that hit me so powerfully. Neil Haig was with me, and we kind of looked at each other and said, that's Saturn, isn't it? And remember,
Isn't it?
Physicists have said only this last few days, they may have evidence the universe is a computer simulation. Well, I say that it's a virtual reality, which has been hacked into, and that hack is the reality that we're experiencing, the fake reality.
Boy.
And that hack, I say, comes from Saturn, because I'm saying that these rings are actually a massive broadcast transmission system, which is broadcasting a fake reality within the frequency range that we are decoding, and therefore we are picking up that fake reality. When the Cassini spacecraft arrived at Saturn in 2004, found many things that was unexplainable, you know, things like the hexagon North Pole storm and stuff like that. But they also found extraordinarily powerful sound coming from Saturn. This is part of what they recorded. Nice. And I got sent this by a sound engineer, works in sound engineering for a living, and it's one of the rings of Saturn. And he said,
"That's fucking creepy, huh?"
It's not nursery music, okay?
No,
It's something that could be played on a loudspeaker on Halloween night, and people would feel uneasy.
There is an uneasiness to those tones coming out of that screeching. There is something to connect that as well. So this is just me again through my research and findings, where I find that soundbite eerily like this. So with Saturn being what it means in astrology, talking about lessons and all these and limitations and all these things, there's a great psychic from West Virginia, and not too long ago, he was alive within the last 100 years, Edgar Casey.
Edgar Casey.
They called him the sleeping prophet because he would enter like a meditative state, and he could do things like remote view. He knew about a room that was underneath one of the paws of the Sphinx. He knew that before anybody. They just found that within the last 20 years. And this guy said it 100 years ago. Yeah. He would also, if you sat next to him while he got into that state, he would tell you about your health. What's going on? Are you in good health? Now you've got a tumor here or bronchitis. He would break down medical things for you. Well, anyways, he believed in reincarnation, that like the soul keeps coming and going and coming and going. And he spoke of the planet Saturn. And what he said was, for a soul that comes to the earth and does like horrible acts, you don't get to just go back to the collective consciousness and come back and forth. You have to pass through Saturn for what would essentially be like a data reset.
Ooh.
And so
you get scrubbed.
So I'm like, wait a minute.
Factory rebooted.
Correct. So like, say I've been here 50 times. And I've never murdered anybody. I never abused people. Of course, I made mistakes, but that's why we come here. But I was able to go back and forth and back and forth. And so kind of every time you come here and you learn a little bit, your little soul gets a little bit better. And then you leave, then you come back with that same soul and then add to it and come back and add to it, so on and so forth. But if you come here and say you're like Hitler, then you're gonna go to Saturn, and all your experiences are gonna all be wiped out, and you're gonna go to Saturn. Now, the correlation for me becomes like, oh, okay, so if Saturn is Satan, and all these people are worshiping Saturn or Satan, that would make sense, because if you're a bad human being, your soul goes to Saturn for a data reset, which is like hell. That would be like hell, the hell that's described in the biblical sense. Like, oh yeah, you were an evil person,
brimstone,
you go to hell. Brimstone, fire, all those things, right? So is that the soul getting the data reset? And then when you add the other layer of that soundbite of what's coming out of Saturn, does that not sound like billions of souls screaming in pain? And
oh God,
like it
burns.
That's where my mind goes with all this.
Yeah.
I see that every day. That's bloody sound. They're sound waves. And this is in cymatics. This is a six-pointed star. And of course, we have the hexagon going round and round and round.
I don't think he talks about what cymatics is either. Have you ever seen this on YouTube Shorts or Facebook Reels, where somebody takes like a black piece of, like, say, construction paper, and it's black, and they put a speaker underneath it, okay, and then they'll pour a whole bunch of salt on there, and then they hit keys on a piano or a keyboard, and whatever note that is, it's all frequency wave. Well, what'll happen is the salt starts to move and make shapes, and each of those shapes represent
defined shapes too. Defined shapes,
correct. And so what ends up happening is the defined shapes are correlated to whatever frequency the note is. So with that sound that was coming out of Saturn, it made that six-pointed shape on the cymatic picture over here, because there's the six-pointed star, And so
Wow.
that frequency and noise that came from Saturn made that shape.
Made that shape. That's pretty crazy.
Which
You know, a little fun fact for you. Did you know that a lot of the old churches built way back in the day, that's how their stained glass windows would be made by cymatics.
what?
Yeah. I just found that out about 6 months ago.
Really?
Yeah. Yeah. They said that they would do that, like they would chime bells, the ones that they're going to use in a church, and they would see the shape.
Oh, the shape it would make, sure.
And that it would make, and then it'd be like, all right, well, there's our window. That's what it's going to look like.
Nice.
Isn't that pretty cool?
Yeah. See,
Because
they knew.
all the old churches would be built to where the sunlight would come in that main window. And that's what they would do. So it was literally like a healing tone. So when you went there, it was for healing.
See?
How about that, huh?
Yeah. See, that's very esoteric information right there that they knew about and are practicing in the churches. That's neat. That is neat. Neato.
But that's creepy right there. That sound makes that design.
Yeah. Yes.
I mean, you know what though? I guess not creepy. I guess par for the course.
Sure.
And you know what I'm looking at too? I don't know if this was done on purpose, but look at the picture on the right. And it's really an overlay of ovals if you look at it.
Mm-hmm.
You see the ovals?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Can't see my cursor on the screen for some reason, but yeah, it's going round and round and round and round.
Mm-hmm.
But it still has that damn 6-pointed star in the middle.
Yeah.
That's pretty neat. Mysterious.
That's crazy.
At Saturn's North Pole. This is a standard.
Oh, which would mean correct. Yes, we missed that part.
Yeah.
Is because of that sound coming out of Saturn, that would definitely be why there would be that shape in the North Pole of the clouds of that storm on the planet because of that frequency that's coming out of it.
Wave created by sound. Rings. This is at the south pole of Saturn, and it's a permanent ice storm. This is a standing wave created by sound. And these are symbols created by sound, like cymatics. And a certain frequency created this perfect 6-pointed star with the hexagon in the middle and the hexagon there.
Wow.
Therefore, the sound creates the frequency, creates the symbol, and in the same way, the symbol represents the sound and the frequency. The symbols are just holographic representations of vibrational waveform states. I would suggest in these symbols cases, representatives of the sound frequency coming off Saturn. Same with all these symbols and numerological manipulations. The sound and the symbol are different expressions of the same thing. Thus, if we in the holographic realm are constantly bombarded with these symbols, it is on an energetic level feeding us the frequency field of what they represent. And Saturn, when described pre-cataclysmic, didn't have rings. So where'd they come from? Well, maybe it had rings, but it weren't rings we could see. We can see them now. Well, this guy, Norman Bergeron, has he's in his 90s now, I think. He has a long, long history in space research, technological research, going way back. And his life changed when he started studying the pictures that came back from the Voyager 1 and 2 space expeditions to Saturn. They arrived in 1980-81. Because when he studied them, he realized there was something very strange about Saturn's rings. And he said this in his book, The Ring Makers of Saturn. Several years ago, a number of folks in the astrology and astronomy and physics world began theorizing that these rings had to be much younger than the universe, perhaps only about 100 million years old. But one pair of pictures shows a change in 5 minutes. An impression is conveyed that the latest reported measurements purport to be the true ones, when in reality, all might quite nearly be correct at the time of observation. General reluctance to accept variable ring system geometry occurs because of apparent failure to identify a physical mechanism suitable for producing recurrent change. In other words, classic mainstream science, if we can't explain it, we'll kid ourselves it doesn't exist. And he also found these.
Sounds about right.
Yeah.
That's status
so
quo
far,
science.
I got nothing. Yeah, I got nothing.
Yeah, I can't prove it, so it doesn't exist.
In the pictures coming back from Voyager, and the Cassini ones found them too. And he calls them electromagnetic vehicles, and they are massive. Some of them several times bigger than the Earth. But again, we need to move our sense of perception. In terms of size representation, this is the Earth against the size of Saturn.
Really?
We're not talking the same.
Wow.
It's that big?
Yep.
Wow.
Yeah, Saturn's fucking huge.
And Saturn's way smaller than Jupiter, right?
Correct. Yeah, Jupiter's our biggest planet in the solar system. Yep. Yeah, it's massive.
Ooh,
Same crazy, perception man. Of big in terms of outside of the Earth. And here are some of the other pictures of these electromagnetic vehicles picked up by these NASA craft. Why aren't they all in the papers being talked about? You'd think, what the hell is this? No, nothing. Thanks to Bergeron, we've seen their existence. This is the Hubble telescope that's picked one of them up. Look at the size of the bloody thing. And here's a few Cassini spacecraft pictures, still pictures put together. What the hell is that?
Hey, wait,
exactly
man,
what Bergeron was describing from.
Is that the thing that's supposed to hit Earth?
No, the 3-1 Atlas, 3i Atlas. It already passed. Atlas. No, yeah, it already passed. It came and went. It wasn't the NFL shield like we thought.
Damn it.
Yeah. And funny enough, too, as it entered our solar system, the Earth, we didn't get to see it clearly because it was passing on the other side of the sun, the opposite side of the sun as where we were.
From where we are, yeah.
Isn't that convenient?
Very convenient.
Yeah, convenient. Because again, it was one of those things where we talked about this the other day off air, privately. Let's just say it was a craft. Just throwing it out there. The dad driving was like, yeah, that's Earth, kids. We're gonna stay as far away from that planet as possible. We're gonna stay away from them.
There's some
catching
wild
all this
shit
plight,
going
kid.
on down there. Yeah. Seeing all this plight?
Pow! Roll them up.
Roll them up.
Great.
Voyager. And this is the other thing. He found pictures of stuff spewing out of these electromagnetic vehicles into the rings of Saturn and bloody making them or extending them. And what is said to be in the rings of Saturn.
So that's what that scientist is saying. These giant electromagnetic vehicles pulled up to the edge of the rings and started spewing whatever material into the rings.
Like a dump truck.
And made the rings wider. Where he said, you could measure changes in 5 minutes time of taking one picture to the next with these vehicles. It's, but David is right. Okay, if this was true and they found it on pictures from telescopes in the Hubble, and wouldn't you think everybody they'd be like, everywhere, like holy shit, But nothing, not a peep.
Yeah, nothing.
I don't know, man.
I guess that's why we can see them. Is like ice and stuff. I think, and I would suggest that eventually they will realize that there is a crystal substance being put into those rings that has a dramatic impact on their ability to transmit information. In 2009, NASA released this picture, which is a ring around Saturn, which is from 3.7 million miles out to 7.4 million. And that ring could encompass...
Oh.
From the planet?
So that little dot in the middle is Saturn and its rings. But then a bazillion miles away is this giant ring.
How did they pick up that giant ring? When nobody can see that. Infrared?
Yeah.
That's what he just said, and I missed it?
I think so, yeah.
1 billion Earths. I suggest that there are rings that we can see, but there are sound rings that we can't see that are coming out across, and we're picking them up. They make something appear to happen that does not actually happen. They can induce a virtual reality experience. The Saturn matrix, as I call it, is a frequency band, which we are decoding as a fake reality. And I suggest, my view, we will find that the edge of that frequency band is what we call the speed of light. And beyond it, you go out of the matrix. And when all the genetic tinkering that the ancients talked about went on,
you know, that's a safe summation to say, or theory to say, because we'll never achieve it.
Never be able to say one way or the other.
Go faster than the speed of light.
Yeah.
The human form was being manipulated to be tuned in to receive and transmit within the frequency band of this Saturn broadcast, and pulling people from a heart state beyond the matrix into a emotional point of interaction massively in the matrix was a major way of tuning us into this fake reality. We talk about people who don't think for themselves as being in the box. Maybe we ought to say that they're in the cube. And they want to shut the heart down, and they have to so many people, because it takes us beyond the bounds of time and space, beyond the matrix, because I suggest that what we call time as we decode it is in this matrix transmission.
Well, of course it is. I mean, I think a lot of people have agreed that when it comes to the laws of space, time is a man-made thing.
Right.
You know, it's something that when you see the pattern of the sun coming up and down, you're like, oh, well, this is how we're going to measure time. Because otherwise there wouldn't be fucking time if there wasn't meant to calculate it. Right.
I thought about that too. Like, what if there's no time? Would you age as fast?
I mean, probably, right? Probably.
I don't know. Would you?
I don't know. Yeah, but I don't know. I mean, some people like even talk about like space travel, which really starts to fuck with your brain, because if you leave Earth and go to Mars and then come back, you've aged differently than the people who stayed here on Earth. It's like, how is that even a thing? But that's a matter of physics and quantum physics and shit. That
quantum computing.
Look at, I barely got through high school. All right. Like, so I wouldn't even try to pretend to understand, but I've heard the theories of that being a thing. You know, especially, God forbid, if you did travel somewhere at the speed of light and then came back, you probably didn't age 10 minutes.
Right.
And then, but you come back and like your wife is 40 years older.
40 years old, yeah.
You know, and you're like, what the fuck? What happened to you? But yeah, I don't know. There's a little ways to go. We might have to have a part 2 next week.
Yeah, we're gonna have to do part 2.
But this is I think this is a good stopping point, because this is
a
lot of information that we mulled over and cracked jokes about, but then took seriously, but then made jokes some more. But because now the waters are going to get real murky and real. The sea is angry.
You're going to need to digest all this stuff so you can be ready for next week.
Yeah, because next week it's going to be It's going to blow your asses apart.
Yeah.
You won't look at going to work on Monday
Yeah.
quite the same after next week's show.
You'll look at everything different now. So,
but yeah,
all right, man.
That was a hell of a journey. Thanks for joining us, everybody. Until next time, keep your eyes to the sky.